Hey yogis, and welcome back to Yoga with Brittany. My name is Brittany, and today we're doing a Heart Chakra Yoga Flow, also known as the Anahata chakra, which is located right here where your heart is, as you probably guessed. So we'll be working a lot across the chest, into the shoulders, and even into the back line of the body, just opening this up, getting a lot of movement in the spine, and hopefully clearing and balancing out your heart chakra. With that being said, I'm going to start with 2 blocks today. These are not required, but if you do have a pillow nearby, this is how we're going to start. You probably won't need them throughout the rest of your practice unless you know you like to use them. So whenever you're ready, meet me on your mat. We're actually going to start laying down, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my blocks. However, if you have a pillow, you're simply just going to put it at least somewhere in between the shoulder blades so that when you lie down, you have a gentle opening in the chest. I'm going to start with a block underneath my head for support, and then one also vertically along my spine. If you do have blocks, feel free to kind of play around, mess around until they're comfortable. With this being the first back bend and really the first thing I've done at all today, we want to be nice and gentle, but once you get there, you'll see it feels pretty good. So placing your pillow right behind the heart space, and then allowing your arms just to open up, and take your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance and allow the knees to fall in and rest on each other. Take some time to adjust the pillow or adjust your blocks until you're comfortable, especially if you've got a ponytail, it might be in the way. Do whatever you need to do to get into this supported heart opening position that will allow you to settle in and set your intention for this class. Right away, zeroing in on your breath. How is your breath feeling today? How is it landing in the body? You don't have to do anything to control it just yet. I just want you to notice what you brought with you. How does the chest feel today? Like right where the heart space is, across the shoulders. As you lie here, does it feel kind of tight? Or maybe you feel pretty good today? Notice how that area is feeling to you physically. Directing your breath now into the heart space. So breathe in and feel the ribs and the heart expand. And breathe out and feel them fall. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe into the heart space. And breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And settle. When we work into the Anahata chakra, also the heart chakra, we often just think of love, but it's more than just love. It's definitely love, right? But it's also forgiveness and compassion and empathy and sympathy and letting your walls down to trust people, receiving love. So we're going to work with the collective intention of allowance. Allowing yourself to love, allowing yourself to be loved, allowing yourself to forgive yourself, forgive others, whatever that word means for you. Open up the heart and allow it. Let it in and let it out. Notice right away if that word allowance can bring any releasing of any gripping or tension in the body, especially across the shoulders and the chest. Can you allow that space to soften? If you have a different intention that you would like to set for today, go ahead and do that now. Anything that your heart is asking of you. And then if they're not already, go ahead and softly blink the eyes open. Make any tiny adjustments that you need to make. Let's go ahead and lift yourself up on your elbows. Remove your pillow or your blocks. Set them off to the side. You probably won't need them, like I said, but if you do like to practice with your blocks, then just keep them nearby. I do not personally have a plan for them throughout the rest of this class, so just put them off to the side there. All right, taking the feet now and windshield wiper the knees. Nice and slow, just to wake up the body. Just getting integrated into the mind, into the body, into the breath. And then bring the knees into your chest, wrap your arms over your shins, give yourself a hug, keep the tailbone down, and then maybe draw your nose up to your knees, get into a tiny little ball, breathe in, stay for your exhale, and then begin to rock back and forth the length of your spine, however many times you'd like, just to get some movement, maybe even taking a little miniature reverse plow. I guess that's not reversed, is it? Oop. All right, and then we're gonna meet in the tabletop. Starting with your wrists under your elbows, under your shoulders, fanning through each fingertip, and then planting the knees under the hips, and go ahead and untuck the toes to start, maybe even tap out the feet. This is early morning for me, so I take a little bit more waking up than I usually do when I'm practicing. And then on the inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze, cow pose. Exhale, round through the spine, drop your head and neck, cat pose. Inhale, open up to cow. And exhale to cat. One more time, cow pose. And cat pose. Very nice. Drop onto the forearms. Now let's just get this a little bit deeper, working into the heart space. Inhale, open up to cow. Let's tuck the toes. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. Draw the heart in between the elbows. And exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Come all the way onto your belly. So just slide the feet behind you. And actually coming into a Sphinx pose. So the elbows are underneath the shoulders or the collarbones. If you need to widen your hands just a bit, give yourself some space. And then pumping the heart in between the arms. Lift the gaze, pressing your heart forward. Grinding into the tops of the feet and into the pubic bone. Just keep the bottom part of the body glued to the mat. Lift up. Exhale. One more time. And breathe it out. Very nice. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Press into the palms. Tuck your toes and find downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Reorient yourself on your mat. If you're anything like me, I often end up off of the edge, off the back, off the left, off the right. Somehow this mat is just never going to be big enough for me. So take what you need to do to get into a downward facing dog that feels good. Pressing into the palms. Head and neck are heavy. Just switching out the feet here, waking up the legs. Balancing the chakras is all about getting energy moving. So while we focus on the heart space and between the shoulders, we're also going to make sure that all the energy in the body is also moving, not just there, but everywhere. We're just putting a little bit of an emphasis on the heart today. All right, come into stillness. Take your feet about hips width distance. Press the heels onto the mat. Even if they don't get anywhere near it, just try. Get a little stretch in the back of the legs, and then press your heart towards your thighs, still pressing equally into both palms. Take a big breath in, a full breath out. Inhale, and exhale. One more time, in through the nose, and exhale. Inhale, roll it forward, high plank. And then exhale, you option to lower to your knees, or if you're ready to fire it up all the way, go ahead and lower all the way to your belly, nice and slow. Take your right arm out into a T, Untuck the toes. Use your left palm to roll the body over your right arm. Step the left foot behind the right, coming into a broken wing. This left hand can stay beside the body, or it can wrap around the low back to get right into those shoulders and the chest. Make sure your head or your face somehow is resting. A lot of people like to just hover and look around. Like, let's not do all that. Rest the head down. Feel this opening across the chest. You can even let that left knee get really heavy and open into that hip a little bit more. This feels nice. All right, roll back onto your belly, switch out the hands. So your left arm is going to come into a T. Use your right hand to roll the body over the left. Same option with the right arm. You can wrap it around the low back, or it can stay beside the face or the chest. Up to you. And then slowly return to your belly. Oh, untuck your toes, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift into a baby cobra. Can you draw the shoulders together behind you, pumping the heart forward and up. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Maybe you'll take the hands out of it this time. Stay lifted. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, lift a little higher. And then exhale, plant into the palms, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Come high onto the toes. Bend into the knees. Look in between the hands. Let's actually just tiptoe to the top of your mat. Keep the legs straight as you can until you get there. And there's going to have to be a bend. It's all good. And then when you do get there, grab opposite elbows. Let the head and neck hang heavy. Find a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of movement. We're getting ready to build some heat here, so let's get it going. Maybe even a sway side to side. Release your grip. Tuck in your chin and roll up the spine. Tadasana. Palms facing forward. Let's lift all 10 toes, spread them, root them into your mat. A gentle lift of the kneecaps, and then tuck the tailbone or lengthen the tailbone if you've noticed it's curling back. Lengthen that tailbone, soften the shoulders away from your ears, back of the neck is long, crown of your head reaches tall. Take a full breath in and let it go. Inhale, reach the arms high and then sink into the hips, coming into chair pose right away. Now notice if you curled the tailbone, can you lengthen the tailbone and sink the hips about an inch lower? Reach your heart forward, lift your gaze. Take a full breath in. Sink a little lower on the exhale. Take an inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, plant your hands. Let's just step it back to downward facing dog. Step into your right foot and kick your left leg high, three-legged. Full breath in. And then on the exhale, begin to peel your left hip open. So pulling it on top of the right. And then notice if your weight shifts into your right hand, can you pull it back towards the center? And can you rotate your right knee towards the mat rather than poking over to the left? So right knee still faces forward, left knee stacking on top of the right. Both hands are active here, and then magnetize your left heel towards your right glute. So really squeeze it in. Very nice. See if we can press the heel now down towards the mat. That'll wake up the back of that right leg immediately. Take a full breath in, look in between your hands, and then step that left foot through. Very nice. Lower your right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale to Anjaneyasana. So we're going to sink the hips forward and through and take this into just a very baby back bend right away. It doesn't have to look like much, but you should be able to feel it by pressing the hips forward and then reaching your heart forward and up as you reach your hands back. Maybe even taking your gaze up the ceiling. Very nice. And then exhale, paint the wall in front of you with your hands. Pick up your right knee and then step your left foot back to meet the right. Shift the body forward. Lower your knees, your chest, and your chin. Ashtangasana, so slide those feet back behind you into a baby cobra. And then exhale, press into the palms, find downward facing dog. Very nice. Come high onto the toes. Bend into the knees, look in between your hands. This time you can walk or hop. Up to you. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Soft bend into the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Look up, and then exhale, chair pose. Once again, lengthening that tailbone because it likes to do a little tuck immediately. Lengthen the tailbone, sink the hips low, full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Plant your hands. Let's just step it back to downward facing dog. Pressing into your left foot now, kick your right leg high, three-legged dog, and then bend the knee, open the hip. Stacking your right hip on top of the left. Peel your right heel towards that left glute, so it's a big movement here. Press your left heel towards the mat, equal weight in both hands. Opening this right side of the body, let it feel good, and then look in between your hands, shift the body forward, step your right foot through. Lower the left knee and untuck the toes. Grind into your heel. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, taking it into a little bit of a back bend. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Sink those hips forward and through. Reach the heart up, look up. And then exhale, paint the wall in front of you. Pick up your left knee. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Inhale to shift the body forward. Lower the knees. Lower the chest. Lower the chin. Ashtangasana, slide it through baby cobra. And then exhale, press into the palm. Find downward facing dog. Beautiful. Full breath in. And full breath out. Come high onto the toes. Bend into your knees. And when you get empty, you're going to travel to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Beautiful. Getting a little bit of movement here. And then let's get right back into it. Tucking in the chin, let's roll it up. Tadasana. Bend into the knees, reach the arms high, chair pose. Sink the hips low, look up, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Listen up, exhale, plant your hands, Chaturanga Dandasana. So step or hop it back, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to your upward facing dog or your cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Very nice. Planting into your right foot. Let's swing that left leg high. Bend the knee, open up the hip. This time if you want to tent onto your left fingertips and then even pull the body a little bit underneath that left arm. Get a big side body stretch, a little bit like a hip yawn is what one of my teachers likes to call it. And she's right. That's kind of what it feels like. Look in between your hands. Curl your left knee to your nose. And then step that left foot through. Lower the right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, sink the hips forward and through. This time, let's cactus the arms open. Can you imagine you have a pencil in between your shoulder blades and pull those shoulder blades together to hold it in as you reach your heart high. And then exhale, sweep the arms forward, tuck the right toes, pick up the right knee, arrowhead lunge. So you're kind of in this crescent lunge legs. You're on the toes of the back foot, strong into the standing leg. Your arms are reaching tall in front of you. Breathe in. And then open up crescent lunge. Very nice. Inhale, reach up. Get long in both side bodies. And then exhale, find warrior two. Checking in with your alignment. So left heel is going to be somewhat in line with the center of your right foot. Right foot is kind of working towards parallel. It's okay if it's at a bit of an angle. It's all good. And then release your hands behind your back. Your left thumb is on top. Interlacing your fingers, let's drag the knuckles down, open up through the heart space, and then fold into warrior two legs, but a little bit of a humble warrior. So your body is to the inside rather than hanging out on that left thigh. It's more towards the middle. Let your knuckles drip overhead. We're opening through the heart space. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Very nice. Use your knuckles to pull the body back up, strong in the legs, and then rotate on your back foot. So you're back to your crescent lunge legs. Keep the bind of the arms. Reach the knuckles down towards your right heel and stay. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Take your gaze in front of that left foot, any amount. Start shifting your way into that left leg. How slow and controlled can you pick up this right foot coming into this bound airplane? Keep reaching the knuckles towards your right heel. Your right heel is lifted now as if you could kick a hole in the wall behind you. It's really active. Breathe in and breathe out. Very nice. Standing on your left leg, let's start to come to standing, bringing your right thigh into your chest. So it's going to be a stork pose with a bind. Beautiful. Squeeze it up and in. And then 2 feet to the mat. Keep the bind. Very nice. Softly bend into your knees. And then this time I do want you to tuck or curl that tailbone. So open up through the chest. Reach your booty back towards your wrists. Reach your wrists down. Breathe in. And then forward fold, chest expansion. So keep the bind. Beautiful. Maybe even dip a shoulder. Just let it feel good. Release your grip. You're in a forward fold. Excuse me. Take a halfway lift and fold. Softly bend into the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms high, reach up, look up. Exhale, chair pose. Lengthening the tailbone here, reaching up with the upper body, down with the lower body. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it, hop it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Shift the body forward, lower, halfway, or all the way. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Stepping onto your right foot, let's sweep that left leg high. Three-legged dog, and then bend the knee, stack open the hip. Coming into that hip yawn on the left side now. Downward facing dog. Stepping onto your left foot, let's sweep your right leg high, three-legged dog. Breathe in, and then bend the knee, stack open the hip, pressing your left heel down, maybe even coming onto your right finger pads. That big hip yawn, big side body stretch, and then look in between the hands, step your right foot through, lower the left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, sink those hips forward, reach the heart up and back. And then cactus the arms. Find that pencil one more time. Squeeze the pencil behind you. Begin to tuck the left toes, pick up the left knee, arrowhead lunge. Reach your palms out in front of you towards each other. Strong in the legs. Very nice. Get strong here and then rise up, crescent lunge. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, open up to warrior two. Again, checking in with your alignment. Right heel is in the center of that left foot. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Very nice. And then release the hands behind the back. Right thumb on top this time. Interlacing your fingers. Work your palms towards each other and then drag those knuckles down, opening up through the heart. Strong in the legs and then fold. Warrior two, legs, humble warrior with the upper body. Can you reach the crown of your head down? Don't lose the bend in the right knee and stay pressing into that left pinky toe. Use your knuckles to drag the upper body back up. And then let's pivot on your back foot, coming into crescent lunge legs. Reach the knuckles down towards the left heel. Open up the chest. And then start to spring it forward, standing on your right leg. Let's come into bound airplane now. You might have to take a few stutter steps. It's a big transition. It's all good. Left heel is activated. Knuckles are reaching back. Open up through the chest. Breathe in. And then come to stork. Standing on your right foot. Keep the bind of the arms. Left thigh hugs into your chest. And then exhale. Let that left foot land. Very nice. Keep the bind. Reach the tailbone back. Reach the knuckles down. Open up through the heart. Bend the knees and forward fold. Chest expansion. Ooh, we're getting a ton of opening across the chest today. Dipping the shoulders if that feels good. And then release your grip. Hang heavy. Adding on, so let's take a halfway lift. And a forward fold. Softly bend into the knees. Inhale, reach the arms high, extended mountain, pressing the hips forward. And then exhale, find your chair pose. Take one breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plants the hands, chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts high. Bend the knee, open the hip right away. Breathe in, and then look in between your hands. Step that left foot through. Keep the back knee lifted this time. We're gonna rise up into crescent lunge. Open up cactus arms just like we did in Anjaneyasana, but we'll stay lifted this time. So cactus arms, breathe in, reach the heart up, and then exhale, reach it forward, arrowhead. Take one full breath in, and then open it up to warrior two. Beautiful. Release the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Left thumb is on top. Drag the knuckles down, and then exhale, humble warrior, fold. Full breath in. Notice if your booty's poking back, can you tuck your tail down towards that right heel? Keep working the palms together, and then use the knuckles to drag up the upper body. Breathe in, and then pivot on your back heel, coming back into your crescent lunge legs. Keep the bind. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Start to lift off into your bound airplane, standing on your left leg. Coming into a little bit of a different transition from here. So listen up, breathe in, and then let those back toes land in your crescent lunge legs. Swing your arms open into star pose. So you're facing the right long edge of your mat. Let's turn your toes out and heels in. Very nice. Reach up, look up. Take your hands to your low back. Begin to press the hips forward, just taking a little bit of a back bend. Reach your heart up. And then open up warrior two to the back edge of your mat. So you'll turn those right toes to the back edge. You'll drop that left heel back just a bit. Set up for your warrior two. Beautiful. Inhale. And stay for your exhale. Sweep your arms high. Find your crescent lunge facing the back edge of the mat now. Reach up. Now interlace the fingers behind your back once more. Left thumb is on top. Drag the knuckles down towards that left heel. Breathe in. Bound airplane, standing on your right leg. Left leg lifts high. We're not here for long. Inhale. And then exhale, curl left knee to nose. Keep the bind. Beautiful. So this is your stork pose with a bind. Inhale and exhale. From here, you're going to drop this left heel back towards the left glute. Your hands are already behind your back, so let's grab a hold of that left ankle or the inside of the left foot, and then shoot your right arm high, setting up for dancer's pose. So iron out the back line of the body. Get strong in this right standing leg. Keep reaching your right fingertips high, and from here, you'll start to kick into that left hand any amount. Your body will naturally tilt forward to compensate for the kick. Active into that left lifted foot. Squeeze the glute to press the heel away. Breathe in, full dancer, you got it. And then exhale, stay. One more inhale, get a little deeper. And then forward fold. Very nice, take a half lift and a fold. Half lift and fold. Plant your hands. Kick your right foot up into this standing L is what I like to call it, just as a transition, and then you're gonna reach those right toes back. Softly let them land. Beautiful. We're gonna open up into Prasarita. Wide-legged, so now we're facing the left edge of your mat, but what I'd like you to do is turn your toes in and your heels out. Take your hands to your low back. Once again, like you're gonna put them into pockets to press the hips forward, reach the heart up, and then exhale, we're gonna fold. This is your Prasarita. Toes are in, heels are out. If you need to make any adjustments, I know we're moving all over the mat, so oftentimes we get a little disoriented. I'd like you to grab opposite elbows here. And this time I want you to think almost like a cat-like back, but without force. Like let those shoulders kind of round. Let the head and neck hang heavy. And then we're just gonna sway left and right. Getting a little bit of movement. Beautiful. Come to stillness. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Take a halfway lift. And then walk your hands to frame your right foot towards the front edge of your mat. So we're in this lunge facing the front edge of your mat. Bend into your right knee so you can plant both palms, okay? Pressing the mat away, Let's kick your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and peel open the hip once more. I want you to look at your left fingertips and then take that gaze up and see if you can find your right toes. See if you can see them. Say hi to them. Hello. Keep peeling your hip open. Stay here or take it nice and slow and flip your dog. Take it nice and slow and controlled. No crash landings. Peel your heart open towards your ceiling. Squeezing the glutes to open the front line of the body. Maybe even corkscrewing your heart open a little bit more. And then flip it over, three-legged. Right leg lifts high. And then exhale into your chaturanga. You can take it without this right leg. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Beautiful work. Planting into both palms, we're stepping on the left foot. Once again, reach your right leg high, three-legged, bend the knees, stack the hip. And then look in between your hands and step your right foot through. Keep the back knee lifted, so you're in your crescent lunge legs. And then rise up. Crescent lunge, right away taking it into cactus arms, Pull that right hip back to square off the hips, and then start to reach your heart forward, taking this into a back bend. Breathe in, and then exhale, reach it forward, arrowhead lunge. Beautiful, peel it open, warrior two, and then interlace your fingers behind your back. Right thumb is on top, drag the knuckles down, open up the heart, find your humble warrior. Beautiful. Letting your crown hang heavy here. Use your knuckles to open up, lift back up, and then pivot on your back foot, coming into crescent lunge legs with a bind. Drag the knuckles down, look up, and then shifting your weight into your right foot. We're going to come into that bound airplane. Can you find a lift of the chest? Take this into just a little bit of a back bend. And then get light on that standing leg as you step it back. Open up, star pose. So now we're facing the left long edge of the mat. Breathe in, look up. Take your hands to your low back. Just take a baby back bend. Press those hips forward. Feel the opening in the front line of the body. And then find your warrior two facing the back edge of your mat. So you'll turn your left toes open. Right heel drops back just a tad. Very nice. Breathe in. And then find crescent lunge. Standing on your left leg, let's reach your hands behind the back. Interlacing the fingers, drag the knuckles down towards that right heel and find your bound airplane now facing the back edge. Kick your right heel up. Drag those knuckles away to open up through the chest. And then find your stork standing on your left leg. Hug your right knee in. Beautiful. Iron out the spine. And then start to kick your right heel into the glute. Your hand's already back there. Grab a hold of the inside of your right foot. Hug the knees back towards your midline. Shoot your left arm high, setting up for dancer's pose. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Begin to kick into your right hand, creating like a raindrop shape with the body. So let that base be nice and wide and reach your right toes up and your left fingertips up, creating the top of the raindrop. Now I know that that's quite a big raindrop, so it doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to feel good. It has to open the front line of the body. Beautiful. Inhale. Kick up. Reach up. Exhale to forward fold. Very nice. Take a halfway lift. Plant into the hands. Let's step your left foot all the way back, coming into this low lunge. And then we're going to open up into Prasarita. Turn your toes out, heels in. Open up. Take your hands to your low back, squeeze the glutes to press the hips forward, and now forward fold. Once again, grabbing opposite elbows and finding a little bit of a sway, getting some movement in. Let that heart get some blood flowing to it. And then release the hands, take a halfway lift. And find the front edge of your mat, turning all your toes. Bend into the left knee to plant the palms. Sweep your left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Squeeze the heel towards the glute. Look at your right fingertips. Follow the gaze all the way to your toes. And with control, let's flip the dog. Squeeze the glutes to open up the front line of the body. Get strong in your foundation. Look back at the mat and flip it over. Chaturanga, with or without the left leg, whatever you took on the other side. Roll it up and back to downward facing dog. Good work. Softly bend into the knees. We're going to lower them for 5, for 4. Press them out away like a hovering cat. For 3, for 2, and 1. Lower the knees, untuck the toes, come back to a seat. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, getting back to the breath if you've lost it. We have what I call a dancing camel coming up. So I'm going to guide you into, I'm assuming at this point if you're practicing with me still, you have a little bit more of an advancement to your practice. So I'm going to guide you into dancing camel, and please, if you need to modify it in any way, by all means, I will let you know how to do that. We're going to come to standing on the knees, and let's actually start with our toes tucked. This is where we can modify. So you can either keep your hands on your back, and once we get moving, I'll show you what I mean here, but keep just the arms moving, or you can take your hands onto your left heel, into your right heel, coming into camel with the toes tucked, or you can flatten the tops of the feet onto the mat, taking full camel. Allow the gaze to fall back. Keep pressing the hips forward. Breathe in. And then slowly bend into the knees, just as slow as you got into it. Let's find a child's pose. Don't get too comfy. We're not going to be here for long. Start to walk your hands all the way over to the left, finding that left heel. Press the hips forward as you reach your right arm up. And then follow the exhale all the way through center, reaching now for the right heel. Left arm reaches up and back. Keep it going. This is your dancing camel. Going to the left. Inhale, press the hips forward. Exhale, swing it through center. Go to the right. One more time on both sides. Now, if this is one of those things where you're like, I actually don't like this that much, you can stay in any camel variation. Or like I said, take the lower part of the body out of it altogether and simply use just the arms. Make the movements a little bit smaller. Very nice. After you've taken that last round, we'll meet back into standing on the knees, hands at the low back, gently pressing the hips forward, reaching the heart high, just a very baby camel here. And then exhale into child's pose. This one we will find some rest in. Embryo. Reaching your hands back towards your feet, resting your forehead onto the mat. You can maybe wiggle left and right here if that feels good. Getting back to your breath and back to your intention of allowance. Allow it in, allow it out. Very nice. And then slowly come on up to a seat. You can cross at the ankles and roll over the feet coming onto, we're going to head into a Paschimottanasana, so a seated forward fold. Kick your feet out in front of you. Release any flesh from under the sit bones. Reach the arms high. Take a full breath in. Pull in the lower belly and exhale to fold. Woo. Sounding like a bag of Pop Rocks today. Like I said, it's a little early, so I'm getting my words mixed up over here. I'm feeling extra tight. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Reach the heart towards your toes. Pull the pinky toe mound back towards your face a little bit more. Stretch evenly across the feet. Really let this feel good. It doesn't have to be the deepest fold you've ever done. Just one that says, hello, I'm here, we're awake, we're moving, even after all that. All right, release your grip, whatever kind of bind you have, slowly roll up. And here we're going to set up for one round of wheel or bridge. It's up to you if wheel is in your practice. We are fully prepared for wheel. So go ahead and plant the feet, scoot your hips up to your heels, making your way onto your back. Oh, beloved ponytail here in the way. And then reach your hands down towards your heels. See if you can kind of graze them. So we want them to be close by, like we can touch the feet, right? And then if you're setting up for your bridge, your hands can stay down here. If you're setting up for wheel, let's go ahead and take your server hands and plant them under the shoulders, maybe even a little bit wider, so your fingers are pointing towards the heels. The wider you have your hands, the more space you'll have in the shoulders. So if you have a pretty strong wheel in your practice, you know where to go. If not, let's just play around with the setup here. And then once we all get our hands situated, begin to imagine like you're gonna slide your feet under a rug, and you'll feel the pelvis kind of tilt. And we wanna follow that tilt all the way up. So you're pressing now into the heels and squeezing the glutes in the back line of the body. And a lot of people will find it helpful to come onto the crown of the head first, get situated, and then press into the palms and the heels and open up into your wheel pose. Now, coming onto the crown of the head is totally optional. Some people find that a little painful. So, like I said, this is your practice. We're prepared. So take what you need here. And then once you get into your wheel, again, taking what you need, you can walk the feet a little closer in or a little further out and just kind of play with that. And pressing the heart through the arms, even if you add a little bit of like a pump almost. Really open into that front line of the body. If you're in bridge, just keep squeezing, keep pressing those hips up. We've just got 2 more breaths. Very nice. When you are ready, slowly curl in the chin, bending into the knees, into the elbows, and make your way onto your back. I'm going to hug my knees into my chest. Sometimes that can be a little bit too strong of a counter pose. So if you're wanting something a little more gentle, you can simply windshield wiper the knees left and right. But I think it feels good to find a curl in here. Let that back bend land in the body. Let that heart space open up. Very nice. If you don't have your knees hugged into your chest, go ahead and pull them into your chest at this point. Squeeze them in. Take your arms out to a T and let the knees fall to the left. Maybe your gaze falls over to the right. And then hug the knees back through center. Give them a squeeze. And then allow them to fall over to the right. Gaze off to the left. Very nice. Bring everything back to center. Give your knees a hug. And then reach for the outer edges of the feet, setting up for your happy baby. Draw the shoulders back onto the mat and the tailbone back onto the mat. We did a ton of different transitions, different movements. This flow is a little bit different than what I typically teach. So I know the brain is probably like, what did we just do? Just let it land in the body. The body knows what we did. Let that energy flow. Let that heart space open up. Hug the knees back into your chest. Give yourself one last tight squeeze. Take your nose up to your knees. Curl into a tiny, tiny ball. Take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale. Squeeze a little tighter. And then release into your final resting shape. Kicking your legs out long. Arms down to your sides. And get heavy onto your mat. Taking inventory of the body and the breath, just like we did when we got here today. You do have your pillow nearby if you would like to take this back into that supported, kind of supported fish that we started in. Otherwise, just doing a quick body scan, noticing how the energy feels flowing through the body. And then what we're going to do is a brief visualization. So I want you to imagine, I don't know if you ever played the game Sims, but imagine, you know, that green diamond that they have above their head that lets you know that they're alive and well. We're going to imagine we have that green diamond in our heart space, okay? And every time you breathe in, it gets brighter. So use your breath. Deepen that bright, bright green. It's getting so bright and so radiant that now the only option, or the only choice it has, is to expand. It's getting brighter and it's expanding. Your breath gives that green light life, and that green light fills the entire body, traveling down the arms into the fingers, traveling down the legs into the toes, traveling up the throat space into the face and into the crown of the head. Your entire body is filled now with this vibrant, bright green. And it continues to spread even beyond you now. So beyond the fingertips, beyond the feet, beyond the crown of the head. It's filling your aura. A green, vibrant light full of love and compassion, forgiveness, trust. Not only to others, but to yourself. I'm going to give you just a few moments to soak in this green, soak in this love. Let this land in the body. I'll bring you out in just a moment. Beginning to bring your awareness back into the body, into the space, into the room. Wiggling fingers and toes. Take a soft breath in. And as you exhale, make your way into a fetal position on your right hand side. And take this time to turn all that love and compassion in towards yourself. Say thank you, body. I love you. I trust you. I forgive you. And then come on up to a comfortable seat. It was my honor to practice with you today, as always. I hope that your heart is feeling radiant and open and ready to take on whatever comes your way. On the inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, bring your thumb knuckles into your heart space, pressing your heart forward, thumb into your chest, and then drop the chin just a tad. It was my honor. Go in peace, love, and light. Namaste.